of the week again. Prepare yourself for the surveyors of sauce, the sultans of spaghetti, the whispers in your ears. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What's Your Spaghetti Policy podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Alex and Jacob.
Do it.
Right there, dude. Gonna get shut down.
Why did you get one of those? Who's that for? Is that for you?
It's my Hitachi. So
I
put it in my
know
balls,
what it
dude.
is. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I know what it is.
Okay, so
That's gotta hurt. I feel
It
like it's gonna
did.
sting a little.
Hitachis are just massage machines, right? They're just massagers, right? It's like
It's
because
whatever.
I only know of them for being used as like sex toys or whatever, but
I mean, I think it's intended to be.
it's labeled
used
a
for, like-
massager.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a sex toy can be a massager. So.
But also a massager can be a sex toy, right?
Right.
I put this on my ball sack, right? Let me shoot ropes. You know what I mean? I would.
I
assume.
get
I
it.
don't know.
I
I don't
get
know. I don't know. I don't
feel
know.
like
It's one of those untested.
But okay,
things,
so
I
like
guess,
if you
but-
use it on your balls, like, are you gonna wash it afterwards? Because other people in your house are gonna use that.
I mean, like, why? Why would I wash it?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, yeah, okay, like I joke, but also at the same time, it's like I'm not like actively ejaculating onto the massager, right?
Dude, we've already been over this. Like, it doesn't matter if.
Yeah, but I'm not like okay. I get it with peeing, right? Because peeing, there's a lot of arterial spray, right? I don't know what you call it whenever it bounces off the toilet. I don't know. I don't think it's arterial spray, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Okay,
bounces
so
off the
next
wall.
time I see you, I'm just gonna straight just raw dog put my hand on my ball sack and I'm
Okay.
going to shake your hand.
That okay? But see, that is different.
This is exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, as long as you showered, I'm not gonna have an issue with it. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
is
as long as you
fucking gross.
washed.
That's
Well, but the-
you're
What? I don't. Okay.
What do you mean?
If you have showered, right? I am not actively
'Cause I shower
grabbing your
every day.
genitalia, so it's not like it matters, right? Because this thing is like, if we go
What?
around,
I don't understand your
if we
fucking
go
aversion to
around-
washing your goddamn hands.
I mean, I don't have an aversion to it. I wash my
You
hands all
do.
the time. I'm just saying, I don't know why you think that if the slightest, like, if I were to like brush, I don't even know, man. I don't have a good example, but my thing is
Exactly.
Like, my thing is like, we are gonna break down as a society if we go around every day worrying about like, oh, did this person wash their hands after he like?
Oh, I mean, didn't
wiped
we already
his
do
nose?
that?
If I did this right here, you gonna want me to wash my hands? If I like,
mean,
if I just, you know,
I mean, you should.
I guess I should if I have boogers on my hands. Yes, of course I would.
If you actively get snot on your hands, now like
Yeah.
obviously don't. Yeah, I mean you're supposed to. No one says you like have to, and then no one's saying that they do all the time. I mean, germaphobes do, but we literally lived through a fucking pandemic where people weren't washing their hands, and we had to fucking tell them,
Hey.
like goddamn 4-year-olds, to wash your fucking hands.
And we're stronger for that, man.
No, we're not.
We're stronger.
We are in
as a
fact worse
society.
for it because people didn't want to be told what to do.
Yeah, dude. It's all about our freedoms, buddy. All right? It's all about my freedom. You can't tell me what to do. Right?
People
Okay,
just-
sure. You can tell me
people-
how to live my life, who I can date and can't date, if I can be a man or a woman. Like, you can tell me all those things, but you can't tell me how to live my life. Right?
The thing is people can't tell you those things either.
No, we can't. The government can do that. As long as it's the people that we like in charge, they're allowed to do it. Right? See what I'm doing here? We're doing a little phonics. Actually, yeah.
I see what you're doing. You're laying it on really thick, and I get
Yeah.
it. But like that just leads to an entire conversation because there are people who actually believe that.
I know, and they're fucking stupid. Let's go ahead and call
that's
them
the
out.
problem.
It's
That's the
2025,
problem.
baby. Let's go ahead and call it is what it is. Let's call a spatula. What is that? Is that the saying? What's
No, dude, we're not. That's the thing. It's 2025. We're calling things whatever the fuck we want to call them because it doesn't matter anymore.
I say if somebody does a Nazi salute, they're a fucking Nazi. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it out there. Okay, I'm just calling it. What is that saying? I'm thinking of. I'm calling
don't
it. It's like I'm calling it
Spade a spade?
Spade a spade. This guy right here on the screen with me right now. You need to know something. He knows it. So
I don't know much of anything anymore. And look at, there's a couple things. It's like it's a catch 22, if you will, of this balance that I and many others are constantly trying to have, because it's like the desire to want to stay informed but the deterioration of your fucking mental health every day between the two. I mean, you could be someone who lives in a blissful ignorance, but like you're not contributing to society whatsoever.
But I mean, like, there is,
it's you. But
something to like, you don't have to contribute to society, right?
I don't know. I just feel like it's weird because like if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Or you just
complacency is part of the problem, and because complacency is ultimately what the end result is.
It's like why we're here now. Is what you're trying to say, or is it?
Or
it's like what they want. I guess is what you want to say.
I don't want to fucking talk about. I don't want to talk about this bullshit. I'll go down a whole fucking rabbit hole, and then it's a whole thing, and it's just like this is not meant to be that thing. It's just, but because anytime you start talking like realistically about the state of things, people all. I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, I know what happened, but everything is fucking political.
Why you gonna make it so political? We're just talking about real life. Why are you making it political?
Everything's always been political, first of all. Like, this is not a new thing, but also, like, not everything is so right and left, black and white. Like, you can, you know what I mean? Like, this weird, like, line in the sand that people have drawn in the last 8 years is just fucking dumb. It's just dumb.
It is, man.
I was told by many people, well, because like it's that whole older generation of people who think that you have to pick a side. You it's like you have to be right or left, and it's just like I don't have to do fucking shit.
Yeah,
like, you're
I'm gonna be a real France about it. I ain't gonna pick a side. Fuck you.
It's not even that. It's just like I don't have to do shit. Like you're both like it doesn't like the whole point.
Do shit.
I didn't do fucking shit. But like the entire thing is. People get really fucking all like get their feathers in a wad when you point out the flaws in the things, and like there's so many in like everything, and it's just like, can we just have a fucking conversation? Like, and we're all guilty of it because someone will say something and it's just like we all go 0 to 10.
I've never done that actually before.
I do that constantly, and I'm finding myself like again. We would go back to the first episode where we're talking about resolutions. Like, I'm trying so hard. Like, I'll catch myself, and I'm like, I'm fucking irritated. And like, it's getting worse. It's not getting better.
You are actively trying, but it's like it's backpedaling.
And I don't know if it's getting worse because I'm actively trying, and it's just like now it's like there's a magnifying glass on me trying to do it because it's like
it might be you putting the magnifying stuff in your glass because you're actively trying not to, and now you're realizing all the times that you are angry, and so it's like maybe it's a process of like okay, you're identifying when you're angry, and then you can begin to work on it. So
I mean that's possible, but it's also one of those where like I'm taking all of the necessary steps to reduce that, and it's not working. Like I
mean like I'm not like with any medicine it's going to take a little while to like take effect, or
sure
maybe you got to up your dosage,
but it because it's like I've done the social media thing where like I'm actively just like not looking at it. I'm not on it. Like I'll like a little bit like when I'm on the toilet. Okay, what else am I gonna do? Right? Like so I'll get on. I'll hit some Instagrams. Like Mike and Ian will executive producer Ian will they'll we're in a little Instagram group chat, and I was get sent like 1,000 videos, and so I was just like I'll check them all out, and then like when you're done you end up going to the next one that's like on your list, and so you send a couple whatever, and Christina will send me some too, but like I'm not actively on social media that much anymore. Like I've reduced it significantly, and like but I'm more mad than ever. Like I'm just you know what I mean? It's been the longest fucking month of my life, dude. Like I swear to God, Christmas was 3 fucking months ago.
You said it in the group chat for sure, and I was like thinking about it. I was like, yeah, it really has felt like the longest month possible. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know why.
Oh, I know what it is.
I mean, like, yeah, I think we all know. Like there's obviously the elephant in the room, but it's like, damn, dude. Also, speaking of which. Off the top, happy birthday to my beautiful wife, Shelby. I hope you have a great birthday. As of recording this, I guess I should say. So but if you're listening to this episode now, and
that would mean something if she listened to the podcast anymore.
It would, but also like if you're listening to the episode now and you haven't wished her birthday, it's already too late. You've already fucked up. So
yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's just like you're like the weird guy about like birthdays. It's just another day.
It really
Except
is.
for like when it's your wife's birthday or your kid's birthday.
Well,
Like
that's the
then
thing.
it's
It's
like
like,
tell them.
absolutely, because like I want. It's like I don't know, man. It is weird. Like I to me, I never had any.
You just don't
like,
want the attention. I get it.
yeah, that too. It's like, but I've never really had like attached any cultural significance to my birthday. It's always just like, again, it's just like, hey, you know, whatever. But hey, but when it's other people, when I care about it, I try my best, you know. But
You know, we can sit here all day and bitch and moan and complain about things, and we will.
yeah, we'll get plenty
And
of
one of those is just like I know your stance on this, and I don't necessarily disagree with your with how you feel about it because it's just like dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're the loudest drinker on planet Earth. I swear to God, no one drinks louder than you do.
I was thinking about it, I was like, I drink like an 8-year-old who's like for some reason chugging as loud as he can. I don't know why. It's so funny to me, but it's also
it's
I don't.
infuriating.
I honestly like. I know you think that it's a bit, but like I'm not intentionally doing it. It's just how my throat works, and it's like it's. But
What that throat do, baby?
You should see me gobble some cock. Is all I'm saying. But it was just.
There's an affliction, I guess is the right word that you can use, where like the sound of someone like sloshing their like people don't like that noise, or chewing food or chewing gum.
Yeah.
Like there's a real affliction that like, and I have that with with you, the way you drink water.
Buddy, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just I am how I am.
Drink water normally.
I don't know how, baby. I don't know.
Take sips, bro. You're not a fucking camel.
Then okay. It just goes back to my whole idea. It's like I'm wasting fucking time. I just sit here.
Let me just tell you something about wasting time. You're not. You're not. You've built up
like it's a fucking gin and tonic or something. You know,
you've built up this thing in your head about time wasting, and there's probably no one that wastes more time in the world than you do.
I know, but it's like if I'm wasting my time doing the stupid shit like sipping water, right? I can't waste my time like doing stupid shit like sitting on the toilet.
It's not a waste to drink water.
It is when I'm sitting there like,
yeah, and then you just put it down, and then put it down. That's your problem. Is like you drink every drink as if like you think it's gonna be the last time you ever.
Because it might be, honestly. Like if
then you'll be fucking dead, and who gives a shit? Who fucking cares? God.
But I don't know, man. I don't know why I do it. It's not even like I'm trying to like piss you off. It's honestly just like how I drink stuff. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
I'll work
my
on
God.
it. I'll work on myself. That'll be my 2025 resolution. I'll be like drinking water better.
How do I, as a 34-year-old human being,
I'm just gonna start googling how to drink water.
I'm sure an AI can write it for you.
Yeah, to pull some Reddit article where there's a guy like talking about, okay, well, first you want to
Yeah.
add some bleach to it, right? And
Yeah.
then you want to shake it up.
Make sure that your head is at this angle and the circumference of your mouth is this radius or some shit. I don't know.
Then you want,
But like, you know, so the whole thing about the Gulf of Mexico, like, listen, you can fucking call it whatever you want. It's the Gulf of Mexico, bro. Like, it's not gonna change. And out of spite. Spite is a heavy theme of this episode, by the way.
Yeah.
Out of spite, I'll fucking never call it that.
I will never.
I'll fucking never call it
refer
what
to
it
it
is.
anything other than the Gulf of Mexico.
It's the Gulf of fucking Mexico.
I think, but
But to be honest, I just call it like the Gulf.
I don't even call it the Gulf. I don't even fucking talk about the Gulf of Mexico enough to be.
Well, you were
even
near it.
concerned
You were
about
near it in October.
Yeah, but it's like even then, I never once mentioned the Gulf of Mexico. Maybe in passing when it was like, "Hey, look, there's the Gulf," and we were passing over it. Like, or maybe once when we were like driving over the bridge, like, "Hey, look at this. This is a Gulf." But I honestly, I don't even think I said that. I was just like, "Hey, look, it's water. It's a fucking ocean. I don't know what the fuck this is called." But it's like, it's. Okay, so we don't even have to talk about the political side of it, where like the dipshit.
It's just dumb,
It's
dude.
so fucking stupid. But I think the bigger point here.
Oh, that's because like America's the most Dude, who gives a shit?
I
who
did
fucking
hear
cares?
like a really good. I don't know if it was an NPR podcast or an NPR story or whatever, but I'll get to that second. But it's like the more dystopian point of the article is the fact that like just a corporation that owns a map platform, right? That's very highly popular that a lot of people use could just be like, it's now the Gulf of X. Hey,
Give it time, dude. Give it time.
And it's
in 20 years,
dude.
we're just gonna like that's gonna be the thing. We're gonna rename bodies of water because corporations are going to buy bodies of water.
No, and it's not even. But the thing is like that's the thing is like it's there's no process to it, right? It's just the fact that like they literally own the maps, right? And they can just say, this is now.
I mean, I guess the thing is technically
whatever,
like
you know.
I guess the paperwork was filed. I don't even know. I don't even give a shit. This is the thing. Like I don't fucking care, and I don't want to spend any more time on it than needed. But it's like I assume that the proper paperwork was fucking filed to change the fucking name, and so therefore it is legally that name. So Google has that. I don't even know. I guess it's just like, well, this is the name, so like we're gonna change it.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like
That's their responsibility, I suppose.
this. It's
like,
just, it's so fucking
like
dystopian.
whatever, dude.
Just to be like, they could just be like, okay, it's now I'm not. I don't even want to say the name of it anymore because
It's the Gulf of Mexico, dude.
yeah, it's the Gulf of Mexico. They could just say it's like, oh, this is
I don't,
now,
and it's like, listen, before anybody picks this shit up, like I don't give a fuck.
this is now Bald Eagle Bay. Motherfucker's
Yeah,
just gonna name it Bald Eagle Bay, buddy.
That's so much better.
I honestly, I fucking love it. It's kind of sick. But
That's so
don't
much
give
better,
him don't give him the pleasure of renaming it that. But it's just like I was just thinking about like when in 20 years, like you were saying, when Amazon owns everything that we see, they could just be like fucking Moon. It was never called the Moon. What are you fucking talking about? It's called Amazon headquarters.
Izomia.
It's whatever we want it because the thing is like they could literally just fucking change everything that we know about history, any kind of maps that we look at. No, it doesn't matter, dude.
It's like as we further progress, words just like don't mean anything anymore.
It really is like that episode that you were talking about, like where words don't mean words anymore. But they don't. They just
And it's
fucking
infuriating. It's infuriating because like we have this language and we have these things and we have these rules and like all these things are just like no, we're just not going to. So it's like okay, I'm just gonna take that into my everyday life.
And it's just, and
Like
yeah, I just want to scream because it's like
I know.
it's this idea of like the literal bending the knee to this piece of shit who's like has Napoleon complex. If there was a person who had Napoleon complex, right? And it's just you know, if I could just add a scream in here, and it's just me. That's me right now. That's another thing.
Yeah.
I think I've talked to you about it, like in off mic or whatever. But it's like I don't have a good place to like scream and be loud, right? Because you think the car, but then if somebody overhears you screaming in the car, they're gonna report you. They hear you screaming in your house, they're gonna report you. And it's like, just let me be loud.
Just put a pillow over your face and
I might scream for too long, pass out, and kill myself on accident. Fucking smother myself with a pillow, and it's just like an accidental death, but like it looks like a suicide because I have a pillow over my face. But
I mean, like there's this idea, and I know this is my naive brain, and like there's part of me that's like I could probably use a form of therapy to help me deal with the small things because there was Mike had sent me something about I've made this connection here lately to Bill Burr and like I am so incredibly similar in so many ways.
I give you that, yeah.
And it's like not that I'm not a person who seeks validation, but it is extremely validating when there is someone who is older than you, who has a bigger platform and says the same things you do, and you're just like, yeah, see, I'm not fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then like he was talking about how in these moments of like crisis, he's very calm, he's collected. It's just like bang, bang, bang. But then it's like the littlest things where like you spill milk, you're pouring it, and like you
fucking burn the house down. Yeah.
And like he pointed out, he's like, I think it's because I'm so calm because like when it's a buildup of all of those little things and like there's actual like lives at stake, and then like that anger has to go somewhere. And like mine is just like we always talk about like the inanimate object that just like fucks up, or like you pull something out of the fridge and something falls and it's just like, this is unnecessary.
It really, yeah,
it's unnecessary, and I don't it's just like I fly off the handles, bro. And like again, it's that thing that I'm trying to work on actively, and I don't. And it's like, okay, so like if I go, like I think the root of my problems can't be solved because like we've already sort of touched on the root of the fucking problems.
it's just, yeah, it's
so like Oh, I don't like the way that the state of the country is. Okay, well, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? You know, like you
Yeah.
can't. You know, I
I
don't.
do think there is something to the fact that like it's like with everything going on, it seems like the only time you can truly be mad at something and yell at something and hit something is when it's like an inanimate object that has spurned you in some way by like not
Yeah,
doing what it's supposed to do, like or it's like I found myself lately like where it's I'm fucking
I
trying
need to get
to
a
pick up the
mannequin,
dude,
one of
yeah,
those
dude,
rubber
beat the
mannequins
fucking
that
shit out of
beat
it.
the shit. But then I'd break something, and I'd get hurt, and I'm gonna be even more mad that
Yeah.
I didn't have the right technique. That's the thing. Like I don't want to learn technique. I want full on feral rage. Like I just want to go ballistic on this thing, and I want to strike it. I want to beat the shit out of it. I want to fucking stab it. I want to hurt this inanimate fucking mannequin
Yeah.
jelly thing.
And it's
But I
I
don't want
get
to.
that, dude.
I don't want to get hurt doing it because I have poor
That's
form
why
or I didn't stretch.
That's why I think that like when haptic feedback is finally rightfully incorporated into like
You know what I mean?
VR, like a haptic suit, right? When they finally master VR in its truest form, where we can literally embody a person in
Yeah.
another realm and like and feel it and be that person, where we can truly go into a town of people and tear them to shreds without actually like murdering a bunch of people, like that's when we we progress as people. We reach ascension into like the next plane, because I think that without where we can, if we have an outlet for all that anger and aggression to truly go, I think we become a peaceful society. I think that's how you actually create world peace, is right there. Is to get to give us an out of body
Yeah.
experience where we can unleash the rage that we have dealing with stupid people every single day. It's dealing with all the bullshit, right? Where we can go and
Dude.
then take it out on a town of those stupid people, but nobody actually dies. No violence is had. You know what I mean? So,
Do you have an HOA where you are?
oh no, man. I don't know if we would honestly move into an HOA because I don't like them.
So who's in charge of your like little neighborhood?
It's
Like
just the
somebody
neighborhood, bud. You
so
know?
so like there are no rules. It's free for all. You can do whatever the fuck you
Oh,
want.
it's free for all. Trust me. You know, we care. We
I
open
mean,
carry around here, brother. You know, I don't know
well,
if
they do that
people do.
anyways.
Yeah.
So like we have an HOA
Okay.
and there are
You guys
my
have had
wife's
some fun times with the HOA from the stories
well,
that you
I
told
mean,
me, but
it's
it's
just
like
like
pre times where like you guys were involved and
so
whatnot.
like there's a whole like legal like everybody in the neighborhood is supposed to contribute to like hey oh gosh.
Oh yeah, that's going. That's
What
going.
do you do?
That's gonna
Anyways,
be isolated for sure.
you I hope everyone that listened to this just like yawned
Yawned as
because of
well.
that.
Yeah, definitely. So
Anyways, so everybody is supposed to pay in like a yearly fee, and all that goes to like keep up like the upkeep of the up like the big entrance of the neighborhood. It's just like
yeah,
bushes, like bushes are trimmed and like like mulch and stuff. Because like somebody has to do it, and I ain't gonna fucking do it. I don't even do my
that's
own
fair.
house.
Yeah,
Um, and like so, anyways, Christina's in charge of the finances, so like we know who's paid, like we know all this stuff. And there's no law that says you have to pay it. And like we ran into a problem where you can't have any sheds in your yard. And like that's the thing, it's like it's my fucking house.
that is like truly. I mean, I know that we jest about freedoms and whatnot, but it's like the idea that like you purchased this house, right? And it be what it is, right?
I
They're
get
gonna
both
sit
sides
there
to me.
and they're
I'll be
gonna
honest with
tell
you.
you that you can't put a shed.
Because there's people, yeah, well, you can have a shed, but it has to be connected to your house.
I'll tell you where I want to fucking put my shed, and it's where I
And
want to
so
put my
like
shed.
that's caused several problems
Yeah,
at times, but it's also blown up a fucking house.
yeah, and that's like that
Like
was
I mean,
intense. I
then
remember that whole era. Dude. That
literally I'm
was
not exaggerating for anyone who's like 2 days before Christmas, like 3 years ago, there was a fucking giant explosion because it was attached to the house. The propane tank was inside of the shed, and I guess the fire wasn't put out and blew it up. So that was fun. And then lo and behold, once we had like a meeting, a neighborhood meeting that was I guess changed,
yeah,
and you can have it wherever you wanted to because like to me it's like I guess it's all like levels, right? Like levels of like what is allowed, because legally you can't tell people that they can't put up their own political signs, right?
Yeah.
But if you do, it's just like, okay, it's probably better off for everyone in the neighborhood if no one has one.
I think that,
But
yeah, if you're gonna have the rule that like, oh, you can't put up X political, it should be no political
I
signs.
think you should just like, but then it's just like, well, what do you mean? Like, and it's just like,
I mean, like anything,
and
anytime.
again, like, so ultimately, it's an HOA is an HOA, it's whatever. Then there's these fucking arbitrary, antiquated rules that like never get updated, because that was the problem with ours is when the neighborhood started 24 years ago, or 20 years ago,
It's like,
whatever it
oh,
was,
segregation was still a thing, you know? It's like fucking hell,
making a
you know?
comeback. But it
Hey,
like,
we're getting there,
you
buddy.
know, there's been instances in the neighborhood where I'm just like, who gives a shit? Like, whatever. Like,
Yeah,
if we're gonna just add stupid shit, like I don't want any UT fucking signs in this neighborhood. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
fuck it.
Oh, that's silly. That's dumb. It's no dumber or any sillier than any of these other fucking dumbass rules that you guys are making up.
God, dude, you just make me
Because
fucking yell at one of these meetings, man.
one of them is like you can't have an above ground pool in this neighborhood, but you can have an in ground pool. There's like 5 people that have above ground pools. Like, who's gonna monitor that? You gonna fucking come knock on my door and tell me I can't have a fucking
Yeah,
pool in the
well, you're
backyard?
gonna take it down? You know, it's like it's just yeah.
And then like, there's people that's putting trampolines in cul-de-sacs, like all sorts of shit and whatever. All that to say is like, I respect the petty of stuff like that when it doesn't harm anyone and it pisses somebody off.
God, it's the best.
You know what I mean? And so in California, this man was told by officials that he needed to put up a fence to hide his boat from public view. And so he did. He
It's
got a
just like,
letter from the constable saying the city of Seaside said the city required him to build a 6 foot coverage screen in front of his boat. Now we have one of those as well, where you can't have a camper or a boat in your driveway.
it's fucking goddamn, dude. It's so
The guy
stupid.
across the street has a boat every summer. He brings it home, he pressure washes it, whatever, and then like he leaves, and then like it comes back in September, and then like again, it's just like I get the rule because you don't want it to become like a fucking shantytown looking thing, but
The same time,
bro,
it's like it's if it does become a shade, it's like I bought the fucking house. I could do what I
but
want.
it's more. Again,
I don't
mean,
give a fuck about
think
your house prices, okay? Right? I don't get the fuck if you're trying to sell your house or whatever, right? Like it's not on me for what your house sells for, right? I don't know, man. But I just goes back to like I understand that, like
so.
yes, it's under the guise of like it's supposed to protect property values and whatnot, but it's also like
But like,
yeah,
don't even
sorry,
get me started on that nonsense. No, it's just, anyways, this guy, he was told that like you can't have a boat, blah blah blah, and so he was like, okay, bet. So he built a fucking fence and he painted a mural of the goddamn boat.
it's a
He's just said,
photorealistic mural
yeah.
too. This painter, shouts out to the painter, dude.
If you want to
You
add it to
crushed
the
it.
YouTube,
I'm slapping up the picture right now, dude. It's over my face as we speak. But it's like, that is awesome. Congrats to this guy.
and like, you know what, like, good for him for taking. He's not just like throwing again, like there's like pettiness to now. I'm sure it cost him a pretty penny, or maybe he did it himself, but like,
Now, he paid his neighbor, I'm pretty sure.
oh, okay. And like, hey, listen, I think that's a good resolve, and that the person who reported it is like fucking fuming pissed. Like they're
He
just
said it is
so mad.
when they were talking to the news, where he said, I'm a big proponent of public arts and spaces. And it's just like, God damn, dude, this guy rules, man. As long as
And
he
that's
didn't
the
like
kind of
fucking
smart
murder
ass
somebody.
remark that like I really like to. And that's the thing, it hurts no one, and it abides by the rules, and you just got fucking played. You just got fucking played, bro.
Even the constable was like, fucking, I'm all in favor of generating discussion and making people smile. The reaction is extremely more than what we ever expected. We both were just tickled about it. It's just like, hell yeah, man.
Another petty instance is where, and I can speak to this we got a new road, right? We have a new
Do we?
yeah, it's a new highway we used to, anyways. You haven't been this way in a long time, but used to, you go down, I don't want to give road names away, but like we had
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember.
we had a really busy single lane road that would always, just like the amount of traffic was gnarly.
Yeah.
And then they finally, even before we moved here, before we ever lived here, like they had already talked about what they were doing. So like there's this whole big thing. I have a whole fucking conspiracy theory that's not a conspiracy theory about construction companies and road work and all this stuff in this country, and why it takes so fucking long.
Road work, man. So I don't.
Yeah. But anyways, so I always look at these roads that go, because they had to tear down like they had to like buy property off people, and this road runs right, I mean, like right next to people's driveway. Like people lost like
Yeah.
half their yard, and it's like I mean, and like where this highway comes out, like I wouldn't want to live. I just wouldn't want to live like right off of a highway. Like
Yeah, it's
literally
scary as fuck. Yeah.
the highway, you have to stop and like like it's, anyways. So all that to say is like there's, I guess, this guy in China.
Shit, dude.
He has a house, and they offered him a shit ton of money. It was 180,000
Yin?
yen in compensation to move, because they were building this big highway, motorway, uh, basically where he was, and he said no. So now what they've done is they fucking built around his house, and in order for him to get to his house, yes,
They offered him 180,000 yen. Is that it? Or is
yeah.
it 1.8 million yen?
It says 180,000 yen in compensation.
They,
A stubborn grandfather has had a motorway built around his house in China after refusing to move despite being offered 180,000 yen in compensation.
That's only 1,165 US dollars. So I mean, like, hey, I don't, I don't know if it's a lot of money in China or whatever, but like, maybe it's not yen. What is it? Oh, hold on. What is? Okay, let me find the Chinese dollar. Hold on. Let's find. I don't know what is China's thing. Because this is saying Japanese yen. I don't think they use Japanese yen. They use something else, obviously. But you go ahead.
I thought yen was in Japan.
It is in. It is.
So what are these
China currency? What is won? It's a won. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So 180,000. That's still only $25,000. So significantly better than the yen, but nonetheless.
So, anyways, he said that his two-story home is now surrounded by a construction site with constant dust, noisy buildings, and vibrating walls. Like he now can only get to his house by, like, he has to park, and there's a tunnel that goes underneath that he has to walk through the tunnel to get there.
Kind of cool.
He says that he now regrets not taking the government's money and fears what living in his property will be like once the expressway opens. If I could turn back time, I would agree that to the demolition conditions that they offered. Now I feel like I lost a big bet. Hey, listen, you stuck to your guns. You were petty about it. You're like, I don't want to fucking move. And you did lose. You did lose. Now, you're correct. But, like, I don't know how things work over there. I don't know if you could counter it and be like, I want this. And they're just like, no, it's this or nothing.
I think it is most likely this or nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. And he says that, he lives with his 11-year-old grandson and they refused to relocate because he was dissatisfied with the government's offer.
This feels like.
Here you go. After a long period of fruitless negotiations, the authorities designed a bypass on both sides of his house to advance the motorway's construction.
It almost feels like a parody, because this is literally just a story of Up, right? 11-year-old boy, right? What, does he got a dog too? Does he find a dog somewhere in the story?
It's like Up, right?
It is literally the Chinese version of Up right now, where he's like, I don't want to sell it. And then you've got the corporate bigwigs like, well, fucking, we'll just fucking build around it,
And then, so residents have since flocked to the area to take photos, and now people have dubbed his house the Strong Nail House.
Start charging, man. That's how you make your money back right there.
A nail house is a Chinese term for an occupied home whose owners are holding out against property development.
Hell yeah, dude.
The properties often end up in rubble, or developers going ahead and building around them anyways. Owners can then go to extraordinary lengths to keep their properties intact, even as skyscrapers and shopping centers rise above them or roads plan to go through them. This is in similar fashion in 2017, a famous Shanghai nail house that blocked traffic on a major road for 14 years was finally demolished. The residents had refused every offer since 2003, saying that the compensation was insufficient. So, like, that seems to be a common theme where... Yeah, no, they just, and that's the thing, bro. That's ultimately because, like, if you offered me at least what my house is worth, then yeah.
Fair market value, yeah.
But like that's the thing is they don't. They're just like, well, we'll give you 175,000. It's like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that?
And it's like not
Buy a
even.
hole in the ground? Like, what the fuck am I
And
gonna do?
then
That's
when you say no, right? What do? They turn around and make you the bad guy. Oh, we
that
can't.
yeah
Like the reason
yeah.
we can't do this project right here, we can't make this nice little fast lane here, is because this house right here, right? They don't talk about the fact that they only offered you a quarter of your house's value. All right. And so it's like, yeah, I 100% stand with this guy, dude. Don't sell your house. Fuck them. Fuck the government.
Yeah,
Fuck,
but dude,
fuck the
okay.
developers. If they're not going to offer you more than $25,000 USD, okay, then that must mean that this location, this
now,
little whatever they're working on isn't that important. So
how do you feel? Let me ask you this. So,
fuck them.
let's say that you know, somebody approaches you they want to use the exterior of your house as a means of for a TV show, right?
I don't like it.
Huh?
I don't like it.
Well, they're gonna pay. They're gonna pay you for it, right? But this show then becomes like one of the most wildly popular shows. I don't understand why, but it is. And everyone recognizes your house. People then flock to your house, and it becomes a massive distraction for like 20 years. What are you doing?
I'm moving. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not gonna stay in the house. I
So
fucked up.
you fucked up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the L, buddy. I don't want to be here anymore. Yeah.
Well, we're done, says the owner of Walter White's house in Breaking Bad, as they finally put their house on the market for $4 million,
I mean, hey, there's a market for it, buddy.
which is almost 10 times the median sale price in the neighborhood.
Guarantee you, we can look into this, and it's gonna sell by the end of the year.
The ranch-style house in Albuquerque, New Mexico, has 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a backyard pool, which featured in crucial scenes in the show. The median price of a house in the same postcode is $421,000. Homeowner Joanne Quintana says that the house's popularity among tourists who were fans of the acclaimed TV series had come at a cost to her family's quality of life. I agree. I'd love to know, maybe it's in the article, but I'd love to know what they paid for that. Like what they paid for her, like to use that house. This was our family home from 1973, almost 52 years. So we're going to walk away with just our memories. It's time to move on. We're done. There's no reason to fight this anymore. The house was first scouted by Breaking Bad crew in 2006, and they were introduced themselves and handed a card to my mother and said, "We would like to use your house for the pilot." Over 5 seasons of the show, which aired between 2 and blah, 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 no one cares.
Damn, dude,
Quintana
this is
said,
one of the things. Like, okay, you just want to shoot the pilot here, cool, right? And then they get they get one season. You're like, okay, it's like you're gonna be shooting like what, like no, maybe like 1 or 2 episodes here, and then they get renewed for 5 fucking seasons. You're like, damn, dude, when do I get to live in my house?
Quintana said that an average of 300 cars come past the neighborhood every day. I feel like that's exaggerated. In 2015, Quintana's late mother said that they had been besieged by visitors attempting to recreate a scene from Breaking Bad where Walter White throws pizza on the roof. We've had so many pizzas thrown on our roof.
That's got to be.
We've had pizzas in our driveway, pizzas until we're sick of looking at pizza. The same year, Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan issued a call for fans to stop bombarding the house. There's nothing original or funny or cool about throwing a pizza on this lady's roof. I mean, he's right, because like once it's done 110,000 times, like you're not but then it's just like, well, everyone else did it, so I gotta do it.
Yeah.
After an incident where one visitor left a package addressed to Walter White at their doorstep, Quintana and her siblings decided to erect more security. My brothers said that that's it, we're done. Fence is going up. It's too close for comfort. The listing price reflects its likely future as a prized artifact or a tourist destination instead of a family dwelling. I hope that they make it what the fans want. They make it a B&B or a museum. Whatever it is, go for it. It's no longer in our control.
Now, like, I understand, right, that, like, somebody leaving, like, people are dumb, right? And I like to think that, like, people won't be dumb enough to leave a bomb at your house, right? Because of a character,
I don't trust people.
Like they're not playing like they're playing a prank, like a serious prank on Walter White, where it's like, hey, here's this for Walter White. It's
bro,
like,
For TikTok, man, people will do anything for fucking 15 seconds of like, look at me, look what I did. I mean, people will walk up to strangers and like, they will like almost sexually assault someone's girlfriend just to get a reaction.
Yeah, weird.
So like,
he's just fucking devolving as a society, man. I don't mean to be like boomer about it, but like,
100%, I agree.
Good.
But the cool thing though is like, if nothing else, never ever give up on your dreams. All right.
Hell yeah, dude.
You want to know why? Actually, first of all, before we talk about giving up on your dreams, so the hockey team in Utah, right?
The Utah Hockey Club.
So they're currently the Utah Hockey Club. Now, there's been some controversy.
Oh god. Okay? Actually, give me the hockey controversy, dude. I mean,
okay. There's some controversy because this is the same thing that in a similar fashion where a team renames or whatever.
Where's Lake Tahoe? Where's Lake Tahoe at? Is that in Utah?
Why don't you Google it?
That's Michigan, isn't it?
No, Lake Tahoe is not in Michigan.
What is Lake Tahoe? I thought it was one of the 4 lakes.
Well, you mean the Great Lakes?
Where is Lake Tahoe? Where is
one of the 4 lakes? The Great Lakes.
Oh, that's a bit. Oh, dude, I'm so fucking stupid. I think I did a weekly weird on fucking Lake Tahoe. Isn't the one that's like super deep or whatever? Is that the Lake Tahoe?
What is it? Are you thinking of Salt Lake?
Super deep lake. NUS, fucking idiot. Crater Lake? That's not it, dude. It's. I did a weekly weird on some fucking deep ass lake, and the mafia used it to drop a bunch of bodies or whatever. I don't fucking know.
That sounds right.
Anyways, Lake Tahoe.
So
it's in Michigan.
So like the Washington Commanders used to have a name that was derogatory in nature, and they changed it to the Washington football team for a season. Then they did a vote, decided we're going to go with the Washington Commanders. Okay, great. So the same sort of idea is what they were going to do with Utah. It's like, okay, well, we've got a team. We don't have a name. Let's sell this merchandise. So then that way, the second year, we'll have all new stuff. We can sell all new merchandise. It's all fucking business ploy, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Anyways, so they're the Utah Hockey Club. And the front runner has always been the Utah Yeti.
I mean, honestly, the best.
I mean, like, dude, Seattle Kraken is a fucking cool ass name.
Yeah.
Right?
Fucking give it to them.
And they can't.
Legally, Yeti derogatory, man.
Yeti is fucking owned and trademarked by a cooler company. And so therefore they cannot
shit, dude.
They cannot
this ties
use it.
all the way back to the top, baby. The dystopian fucking future we're living in where like 4 corporations own every goddamn thing on this planet, and we can't even name a fucking hockey team, dude.
Fucking hockey team, bud.
Fucking hockey team, dude. We can't even name one because they're so unique, right? They're so unique in nature that they're the only ones that are ever came up with the word Yeti.
You were like the 3rd or 4th fucking to the party, anyways, right? Because there was like Arctic and Yeti. Well, I mean, fucking Stanley was first. Anyways,
God damn, dude. That
so
pisses me off.
Right. So now they're doing, I guess, starting for the rest of the season, they're going to do in-person voting where, like, if you go to a game, you fill out a ballot, I assume. And then,
great. Now we can't do mail-in ballots at the fucking...
now they have three names that they've narrowed it down to. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. The first name.
Is it something... Is one of them racist? Is there one racist name in the bunch?
The first name is the Utah Hockey Club.
I kind of respect the grift where it's like people who have purchased Utah Hockey Club merch and they're like, I don't want to fucking have to buy new merch. Just name it the Utah Hockey Club. Also, like the meme of it where it's like it's just forever they'll be known in history as like a team who could come up with a fucking name.
Yeah, the nameless. Like they're the nameless team.
That is funny. I do like that one. Got it.
So the second one is essentially what the replacement for Yeti is, and it's absolutely. I get it. I get the significance, the geographical significance, but it's got to be absolutely one of the worst fucking names I've ever heard in my life.
Oh gosh, what is it?
The Utah Wasatch or Wasatch, depending on what part of the country you're from. It is. I am pretty sure you can look it up.
Okay.
The mountain ranges very close to like Salt Lake City. It's I'm pretty sure
How do you spell
Wasatch
that?
Mountain. So it's Use your phonics. It's Wasatch.
WSAT. Okay,
Wasatch.
buddy, you said Yasach, and I was like, that's a Y.
Wasatch.
Okay,
Wasatch.
That's the worst name I could ever fucking. Don't
So
put that on anything.
it is the mountains, correct?
It is the Wasatch Range, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and so the third one. Now, I don't know why you couldn't go with the Utah blizzard. I mean, we have the fucking avalanche, we have the hurricanes, we have the lightning. Why not just go with like the
I feel
blizzard?
like the blizzard and the avalanche are too close together, though. So it's like, I guess they're snow related, but it's like maybe like the Utah.
Do you know how many fucking tigers and bears and cats there are?
Oh yeah, it's fair, I guess. Yeah, but they're different. It's different. It's different. I can't explain it, but it's different.
Bro, are you telling me that the LSU Tigers and the Auburn Tigers, they're in the same goddamn conference, and the Missouri Tigers, they're all in the SEC, bro?
That's the college. That's college football. It doesn't matter. This is professional. We got to be professional about this, okay? I would say like it's like naming them like the Utah drizzle, right? Where it's like, okay, we already have hurricanes, right? We can't have the drizzle.
Well, a hurricane and a drizzle are two different things.
Then again, I guess the lightning, the hurricanes. Yeah, okay. I don't have a good argument. You know what? I'm going to take the L on this one because you're right and I'm wrong.
But I mean, you just like lean into it, and then like you could do a whole thing where you like everyone like the first you could just like throw up like fucking white thing like a white
have a literal blizzard in the stadium.
Yeah,
you can do it. You fucking have money. You know?
Right. Anyways, so the third name, which is probably going to win, and I feel like it's fine, it'll work, is the Utah Mammoth. It's fine. You can have a woolly mammoth,
but it's like it feels college level. It feels like minor league hockey level of a name. I still think Utah Miners. If I could put it on the jersey, you know.
Someone suggested calling them the Soakers.
Honestly,
because more.
Yeah, dude. Fucking get at them. You know what I mean? Like they.
But it's just like, man, like, and then someone was like, I don't know. Someone was like, you should just call them the Coyotes. Like, yeah,
got him,
okay,
got him, man.
And just reverse the logo, so like the Coyotes like facing this way, just change it to where he's facing this way.
That's so funny, and just make it white. You know, make it just solid white.
Yeah, just make it a wolf. Anyways, back to the original point was don't give up on your dreams.
Yeah, fucking follow your dreams out there.
Follow
You're
your dreams
right now. Fucking follow your dreams, dude.
Let's give a shout out to one Dominique Shine, Shine.
Crushing it, Dominique Shine. You're crushing it, my person.
Just made his NHL debut at the age of 31.
Buddy, Dominique Shine, you're my new hero, man.
Let me just tell you.
Please don't be a piece of shit.
He plays for the Detroit Red Wings. And, okay, so here's the story. He played at Northern Michigan University, went undrafted, signed to play with Grand Rapids, right, and has played 9 years in minor league hockey, the AHL. Never been called up. 462 games he has played for the AHL and various minor leagues. And he has become the oldest skater to make an NHL debut since defenseman Evgeny Medvedev, who did it with the Flyers at 33 in 2015. And he is the oldest Red Wing player to make his NHL debut since 1977.
Dude, do you remember when, was it the Knights that one of the hockey teams in the NHL playoffs had to call up a minor league hockey goalie?
Well, you're thinking of when the Blackhawks used the emergency goalie. Both their goalie and their backup got hurt, so they had to use basically the janitor.
Yeah, the fucking jabroni. What is that thing called? The drive thing on the ice.
Zamboni.
The Zamboni, the jabroni that they drive around, dude. They had to. There's a. Oh my fucking god, am I dead? The fuck is wrong with me? The fucking Zamboni, dude. They had to use the Zamboni driver as a goalie, and he fucking crushed it. I think they won the game.
He gave up a goal on his first. No, he gave up a goal on his first shot, and then they ended up winning the game. But like they had interviewed him, and he was just like, I literally never thought this day would come. He's like last year my wife was pregnant, and I was we were 30, we were fixing to have a kid, and I thought, hey, it's time to hang up the cleats. the skates or whatever. I don't know why I said cleats. It's time to hang up the skates. And he's like, then he thought about it and he was like, you know what, man, it would probably be pretty cool for my son to watch me play hockey, like to see me score a goal. So that became his motivation. And then so he fucking gets called up.
This guy,
finally living, dude. It's like I get chills thinking about it. Like it's so fucking cool, dude. Like that is such a wholesome thing. His parents couldn't go because they had went to vacation in Hawaii, so they didn't get to see it. But like they didn't know, you know. And
Yeah.
he had 2 hits. What was it? He had 2 hits and a. I'm trying to look. I saw his stat line earlier. Oh my gosh. I'm stalling. I'm stalling. Oh, he had 2 hits and 2 takeaways and 1 block shot and 1 shot attempt in 9 minutes and 50 seconds of ice time.
They calling it Shine Cherish's amazing NHL debut. So good for him, buddy.
I think, I mean, amazing is a strong word. Man, I'm sure he felt
amazing for a 31-year-old who has only played AHL.
Because it's like, imagine you, like, it's like you played baseball, I played basketball. That was our sports of choice. But like, you just, you know, whatever you just get the call up and like you go in and like you pinch hit or you're a DH because everybody on the fucking pro team that's close to you like got like super flu.
Yeah, dude.
And they're just like, well, we'd rather put somebody out there and then like you fucking get on base.
That is like,
dude. And like I get put in and I fucking hit a 3.
That's the thing, dude. I mean, I could see myself being in his situation. Obviously, we're past the curve, buddy. I'm sorry, we're not gonna be able to get.
I can't skate.
I'm old. I'm turning 35 this year. Okay,
I'm turning 36,
buddy. Honestly though, I am in the
best shape
I've ever been in my life. So if there was ever a time when I could get on that ice, buddy, it's now.
I can't skate, bro. I can't skate.
I have this fucking mental thing in my head where I feel like if I step on the ice, I'm the best skater you've ever seen in your life. I don't know why.
I respect.
I love rollerblading, and I imagine that they're very similar. So,
I mean, I feel like if you can do one, you can pick up the other very easily. I have this thing with hockey. Obviously, like we talked about it, but I played basketball. I feel I could coach basketball. Like my problem with. Not my problem, but like one of the issues with basketball and football is that like I know how the sausage is made. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like it's like there's no while I am a fan and I appreciate like that like fandomness of it. Like it's different with hockey. I never played hockey. I was never like given the opportunity to play hockey. So like
which sucks for us.
I'm like as much as I love hockey and I know about it, I'm like just shoot the fucking puck. Just shoot it.
Yeah.
Shoot the fucking puck. Like, just shoot it. I don't know. Get
put
80 shots of goal.
I want to see how hard it is to score, honestly. Like, put me out there.
And whereas, like, basketball, I'm, like, watching games. I'm like, well, he's open. You know, he just did that fucking cut to the basket. Like, okay, like, look at that moving screen. Like, so, like, I process the game differently.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm full-on 100% fan with, like, hockey, whereas, like, I'm not with the other two. I mean, I'm a full blown fan, but you see, like I'm doing a terrible job comparing the difference. Like, it's like I don't know how the sausage is made in hockey, so I'm just there. I'm just like a boy. I'm like, look at this.
This guy's cool. Yeah, I do think that like I had this idea that it's like, oh yeah, you know, all I got to do is learn how to skate and I'd be able to play hockey. But then it's like, there's so much more coordination behind it than that, man. It's like, okay, I learned to skate.
It's not just skating.
Yeah, I have to learn how to stop. Right? Because that's the thing. I'm mortified, dude. I have bad ankles already. Ankle. I'm mortified that like I'll go to like do that whole like, you know, throw snow in the goalie's face, fucking break my ankles. They immediately. And
or someone does the same to you and snaps your ankle.
Yeah, and it's like thinking about it, and blades. It's like I'd love to hit somebody. I'd love to be a goon, man. But then I think about like I'd fucking get crushed immediately
when someone hits you against
but it's like
the glass.
But I cherish this childlike dream I have in my head where it's like I'm out there on the ice just talking shit to Martian the whole time. I'm just in his ear, just being just as much of a rat as he is. You know, I'm licking his earlobe. You know, I'm like in there gnawing on his nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like I wouldn't even be able to fucking keep up. You know, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't even be able to turn. I'd be like pizza. What is it called? French fries. What is it like? It's not skating, but it's like skiing or whatever. But
I love when like these articles don't work. It's so good. Love that for me. Bro.
What? Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Say something. Keep talking.
Oh yeah, dude. You know. Okay. Well, anyways, I'm gonna do it real quick. Shouts out to our executive producers. We got Ian, we got Phil, we got Ryan, and there's one more, Wes. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and being sponsors of the podcast and the executive producers. And you get all this. You get this guy. I'm putting in the wrong direction. That guy right there. Look at that. That's how appreciative we are of you. So thank you all. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just gonna send this text real quick. Hold on. This is great.
Don't do it. I'm in the middle of looking for something, bro.
Yeah, dude. Fucking, we're just crushing it here. Honestly,
we're on such a good high, and then like all of a sudden,
buddy, that feels like 35 years of life. Honestly, you know. And we were on such a high, and then we got to year 35, 36.
I can't, dude. It's fucking locked behind the Washington Post. It's so dumb.
God, I hate the Washington Post. Let's just not even read the article. Let's just talk about how much shit. Let's talk a bunch of shit about the Washington
Post. So, anyways,
the
gist of the story that I was going to talk about, I was able to get in, and then it like fucking froze my computer. There is a personal pan Pizza Hut where it is meant for one person. It's the world's loneliest restaurant, in quotes. And it's literally like a fucking hut. It is a literal Pizza Hut. And you go in, and it's like a one-seater for a personal pan. And, like, it's a gimmick. I get it. Just fucking eat your pizza at your house, man. Like, you don't need, like, this
that does feel very attention-seeky, too.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just like this, it's like this push. You know, like I bust your balls all the time about not leaving your house, but it's just I do it in jest.
Yeah,
just because I like to make fun of you because you're my friend. But like this idea where people are just like, well, they don't ever leave their house. It's like, okay, like why does it matter if somebody doesn't leave their fucking like who can this shit? Well, they need to socialize. Fucking why? Like,
dude, you were speaking my language right now, dude.
Like, fucking why? Like.
God, I remember when the pandemic hit, man, and there was like, you know, all the naysayers or whatever. I think it's just like, yeah, there was like, it's not natural or whatever. It's just like, dude, fucking,
it's not natural for you.
Yeah, if you want to, it's cool if you like to socialize, but dude, I don't fucking like.
And I think
I
do think that everyone's built differently. I can do both. I can be in a social setting, or I can just like fucking not see anybody or talk to anybody. Like I'm well adaptive. Where, you know, there are people I know. Christina can do both, but not to the capacity in which I can, you know. But like I'll go to things, and I'm like fucking Steven Glansberg, man. Like if I fill out the vibe of a conversation that I do not want to actively participate in, and like I know that no matter what I say, I'm going to be ignored. My opinion's gonna be fucking scoffed at, or like these people are too fucking dumb and they're beneath me and they do not deserve my intelligence. Like I know that's an arrogant way to think about it, but like sometimes that is the truth.
Yeah,
I'll just fucking go. Like I thrive alone. Like I'm fine. I don't need the attention. Now, obviously, I can fucking strike up a conversation with anybody and I can talk about anything.
Yeah.
But like mine's more of like, you know, you can kind of discern within like 5 minutes whether or not someone is like in the conversation or they're just like there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we all naturally like zone out sometimes, and that's fine.
Dude, I zone out 100 times a day.
I mean, yes, but like when you're in a setting with strangers that you don't know, and then like but then there's that whole thing too where it's like, well, you got to be careful what you say. It's just like so much work. It's so much work,
dude. Thank you. Honestly, thank you. Because like I've been waiting for somebody to say it. I feel like it's that Joker meme. It's literally the Joker meme where like I'm tired. It is a lot of work, and I'm tired of acting like it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we talk about making friends at our age too. Like it's you know, when you're fucking 8, 12 years old, it's like, do you like video games?
It's like I will say that there's this like we've been doing library nights on Monday, right? And it's kind of adorable.
Been doing what?
Library nights. We've been going to library on Monday nights, right? Because they're open a little bit later.
Good for you for getting out of the house.
Yeah, dude. The library, honestly, low key, high key, Library fucks hard, dude. I like it's not even about the
Discovered the
books.
library in 2025.
But I discovered the library back when I was like in college. I used to love going to the library just to
It's
fucking
quiet.
just hang out, dude. But the library fucks hard, man. Like I love the vibes. It's there because you have to be quiet, right? Your kids are
It's
loving
supposed
it.
to.
Supposed to be. And I love it whenever parents have their kids there and their kids aren't quiet because like it's like, hey man, I get it. It's okay. You know? It's like being in a restaurant and somebody else's kids are screaming.
I in hindsight, I wish I would have spent more time in the library in college.
Yeah.
But we went. Our college was one of those where all of our money paid for all the shit after we left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it was a library and then that's it. And it was it was a fucking 4-story library and they had a
Damn.
basement, like they had a whole like computer lab and then they had a Mac lab and then like they had all sorts of shit you could do.
Yeah.
And then like you go down the stairs and it was like, oh, this is the old part of the library. Like, oh, this is cool. Like, it's
Yeah,
kind
the
of
walls turn like stone and like
yeah,
they're
it's
like
kind of creepy, whatever.
it's got like dungeon
Then
lights.
by the time we left, they had already started building on a fucking coffee shop inside. And it's
Damn,
just like,
dude.
what the fuck? Like, you
What
couldn't
the
have had that when
fuck?
we were there. And then, like, the last time I went there, there's a full blown like sub shop inside, and then
Damn.
like they've renovated everything, and it's just like, man, you know.
Yeah. Oh wait, the whole point
But
of that is that like it's been really cute. Is that we go to the library nights. There's this librarian, right? She has the same exact energy that my wife has, right? And it's really cute seeing her because she's all like excited to see the librarian and they're like slowly becoming friends or whatever. And it's really cute to watch. So
I mean,
sidebar.
yeah, and then she's probably like politically way on the other side of you.
Oh no, they like the same books.
Doesn't mean anything.
They like the same books. I'm telling you, man, they have the same vibe. I'm pretty sure
I
that
mean,
if we started talking about politics, she'd be like, "Yeah, I fucking hate that."
I mean, I'm
hate
pretty
that
sure
piece of
Nazis
shit.
like Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Fucking hate that piece of shit." And it's like, "Yeah, dude, fucking me too, dude. But don't say it too loudly around here." You know what I mean? So,
Well, I mean, you know,
dude,
librarians
oh,
are.
man. I keep getting brought back into political fault, man. It's just like fucking
Dude, it's hard.
daycare's being a piece of shit right now, right? Because like I think somebody overheard conversations being had about a certain president-elect, right? And then suddenly, all of a sudden, we get a message saying, "Hey, we shouldn't be talking about anything to our teachers in schools." Blah blah blah. It's like, fuck off, dude. I'm gonna do what I want. You can go eat my asshole, okay? Anyways,
That's that whole. We're back to that fucking. Well, athletes should just shut up and dribble. Like, who the fuck are you to dictate who can say what about a political affiliation in
buddy,
this
yeah.
country? And you only want to tell people to shut up and dribble, and you only want to tell parents not to fucking talk about it because it doesn't agree with your fucking opinion. So
because
go
that's the
fuck
exact,
yourself.
because that's the exact conversations they were that were being had, was that like they were in a negative light to a certain somebody in power, right? So anyways, but what you were saying,
Jog on. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's like that, you know. But
dude,
anyways, but I don't know, man. Hey, what were you saying? What were we talking about? Oh, making friends as
saying-
an adult is like super hard, yeah. And
it is. And then, like, the older you get, the more set in your ways you become, the more stubborn you become, the more petty. Because, like, you know, stubbornness is a weird thing. I am stubborn. I know I'm stubborn, but why shouldn't I be? You know what I mean? Like, people, it's like, oh, you're just so stubborn. It's like, I'm stubborn because I won't fucking give in to your bullshit and I
yeah,
won't
it's
give in
like,
to your
so
nonsense. That makes me stubborn. Okay.
because I won't compromise, you know.
Yeah, it's I'm not willing to compromise because you're a fucking moron.
It's like that's man. That's the thing, dude. I think that you do a great job of like
I don't.
like you do. I think you do a great job of basically like, what am I trying to say here? Like where
I don't
it's
know.
there's no guilty pleasures, is like you say or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this idea that fucking why I like the way that I do this thing. I like this thing. I don't like this thing. Like, why the fuck are you upset with me or think that I'm you know, an old what was the word we were just using? Damn, dude, I'm fucking out of it tonight. I fucking so tired. But
I'm so tired. I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. But and we'll end it on this. I don't seek the validation, but it is very comforting and very like obviously there are a handful of people that not, I wouldn't say expect, but like if they came to me for advice, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Like I'd be, oh yeah, like this makes sense. Okay, right. And it's not like an arrogance thing. It's just like when I know somebody, they'll remain nameless, who I'm friends with, but like, like again, like what determines friendship? Long story short, short story long is like I got a phone call the other day, and this person was like, "Hey man, you got 5 minutes?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Like I thought something was wrong, and something was wrong, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
then it turned out into a 45-minute
I
conversation.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I just told you I was gonna play hunt with you, so I was doing both,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very comforting and very, I mean, I guess the word's validating that someone who knows me on a little bit below surface level, like we know each other on a surface level, but like we have some mutual interests. We view the world the same way. He's a little bit older than me. That he came to me because of the way I hold myself, the way I not present, but just like the way that I speak, the way that I am no nonsense, the way I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I know that it
Mm-hmm.
comes off as very brash and abrasive and like, oh, and it's just like no, it's like
Curmudgeon.
in
That's
in
what
a
I was thinking.
sense, but like but like if you
Yeah.
get through the weeds, like
You're a nice guy. I
I'm a
mean,
pretty
I think
fucking
that honestly, I think that you're a nice guy no matter what. But some
I
people
know,
think that
but
there's like layers to you, like you're an ogre and you got to peel back those onion
I
layers.
think there is. I say I am so misunderstood in so
I only
many
see you as
ways.
like a beautiful, delicious onion, my guy. Like I
But
love onions and I love
it
you. You know.
was it felt good, like in a weird way that like this person came to me and was asking for my advice on something, and I was like, "Oh, like this is kind of cool, kind of neat."
Hell yeah,
That
dude.
and I've known this person 4 years maybe. Maybe. Maybe 5. I don't know. Time is like one of those things. Like I may have known him longer. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was nice.
I can't wait till somebody comes to me like that. Like, hey, give me advice.
I got another thing to ask you then.
Okay.
So there's this theory that admitting you're wrong is better than like fighting about it. Like it's more respectable and people will like seek out your advice if you are more willing to admit you're wrong on something as opposed to someone who's maybe like me who doesn't like to admit they're wrong, but I also am careful when I engage in like very serious arguments because like I'm putting it down as like I'm not going to argue with you with something I don't know about, right?
Mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm.
I stack the deck in my favor to make sure that I am right, right? But like to me, if someone admits, oh, I was wrong, whatever, and like they do that a lot, then like they no longer, it's not you per se, but it's like their opinion no longer is like valid because they're wrong. If you admit you're wrong all the time, then why would somebody ask for your opinion?
That's fair. That's fair. I think there's two veins in it really, because like I know that like I often admit that I am wrong. I did it earlier this episode. I've probably done it several times this episode, but it's like where it's like me. I understand that I'm normally wrong. I know that I'm normally wrong, right? Like, but I get that I do think that like whenever you admit that you're wrong about something, it is more impactful because normally you are right about things. So it's like
Yeah.
and you do have a hard time admitting that you're wrong about things. And it's like I don't have an instance like where I can remember like it's like you won't admit that you're wrong, but you're wrong about it. Like, I don't think I've ever had that honestly, but I know that it exists somewhere. But
I mean, like opinion based stuff, but it mostly happens in sports where it's like, oh, see, I told you they'd lose, but like
yeah,
it's like, but like you said, it's more impactful because that becomes a bigger deal. Well, you were wrong this time. It's like, okay, what about the fucking 99 times before where I was right? You know what I mean?
yeah. But like with me,
As
it's
a
like I understand that I'm probably gonna be wrong about things, right? So it's like, but I don't feel like when I admit that I'm wrong, it's any like it's. I think that in the vein of it loses its impact and effect would be like people who are constantly wrong, but carry themselves in a way that they feel like they're always right. You know what I mean? Like have that arrogance of like, hey, you know, I'm always right about this, but then they're constantly admitting they're wrong. Where it's like, I'm just like, I already, buddy. There's a 97% chance I'm wrong about it immediately. So it's like, hey.
There's another part of that too, where people who it's like, well, there's the people that always blame others and the people that always blame themselves, right? And it's like, well, it speaks more to you as a character and like, oh, you have basically saying that you are a better person if you are always the one that takes the blame on something. But it's like, well, if you're always at fault, then why the fuck is anybody trusting what you have to say?
Yeah.
So like there's a double-edged sword to that too. Like I understand the sentiment of the idea where it's like, well, he's always willing to take the responsibility of whatever goes wrong.
But then you can
himself.
take too much responsibility.
And then you become like the guy who always fucks up.
Yeah, but then if you blame somebody else, then it becomes like,
then you're the person who isn't
I always blame people. Yeah, dude,
yeah, it's like, well, you know what I'm saying?
Fucking sucks, dude. Shit's hard, man. I don't like this, dude. I don't like life. It sucks.